I have decided that I wanted to do the artist's way, and I wanted to do the entire process, all 12 weeks, because I feel like I am hitting burnout and my creativity doesn't feel good. And I'm currently working on illustrating my very first children's book by myself, alone, and I am about halfway done. And I think hitting this halfway mark has somehow, I feel like I've hit a wall, or like the excitement in the beginning, I had excitement and I was like happy to do it, and in the middle it's like you're at the end, so you get really excited, and in the middle I don't know, it feels stagnant, boring, and I'm just doing it by myself. And pretty much I have been so, like, every time I try to draw it feels like torture, and it's taking so long, and I keep making mistakes, and I just keep getting so annoyed all of the time. So I'm doing this to help and force myself to heal my creative self. So if you don't know what The Artist's Way is, it is a book, and it's been around for like 30 years, I think, somewhere around there. It's by Julia Cameron, and it is meant to help people reconnect with their creative self, to kind of reignite their creative spark. And I have just been having so much stress and anxiety, just feeling super stuck, and I know that I can become creative again, and I am pretty much doing anything to get there at this point, including making myself uncomfortable and making this video. The main thing throughout the entire 12 weeks is you do morning pages, which is basically the first thing in the morning you journal 3 pages, and it's sort of meant to just help you like spit out your ideas, understand what's in your head, get out your thoughts, and it's kind of like a brain dump. I personally have been journaling almost on a daily basis for 3 years, but I stopped when I started working on this book because I pretty much have made my entire life this book. I started doing the morning pages. I did all 3 pages every single morning the entire week. I even started like 4 days earlier, so technically I've been doing it for like 11 days or something like that. And it was very interesting. Here's some of my pages. Hopefully you can't read this because it's super dark, and I've realized that most of the thoughts in my head are incredibly mean and things that I would never say to another person. Things like, you're not doing good enough, you're moving really slow, you're never going to be as good as any of these people, it's too late, do you really think that you're actually going to get this done, are you even on the right path? Just all these terrible mean thoughts. And every morning I would write the meanest things to myself. I would write it super messy. I'd be like, why am I doing this? I don't even like doing this. This is not fun. I need guidance. Give me a reason why I'm here. Just, this sucks. I don't like this. This isn't fun. But I'm doing it. I am still doing it. Some pages were good. I would say about 70% of my morning pages were incredibly messy, very angry, irritated, annoyed, pissed off, feeling like I'm not seen. Yeah, it definitely made me at least realize that this is why I feel like shit. It's because I am subconsciously telling myself that I suck big time. So that's good, at least I'm recognizing that. I'm trying to be more positive about it. But yeah, that was how the morning pages went. Yesterday was absolutely terrible torture. It was probably my angriest morning page. It's funny because today was probably the best and cleanest, so maybe it's good. Maybe I'm like spewing out all the nastiness that I need to get out of me because it's a lot of darkness or like anger, or just I don't know, just negativity and me. I think I'm just putting so much pressure on myself overall, and I shouldn't be doing that because I actually do want to have fun doing this book. Like, I love drawing, and that's kind of the point. So that was something that I realized with the morning pages, and I think it's super useful, and I'm really excited to see how next week goes, because I'm really hoping that next week will be a lot more natural and happy and positive, and maybe I even start to be positive about the future, and maybe even think positively about possible good outcomes that could happen to me instead of being angry and yelling at myself. So, fingers crossed. But overall, morning pages was shitty. I didn't like it that much. I liked it a little. The next thing was the artist dates, and that's something that you do every week for the entire 12 weeks. And basically what you have to do for the artist dates is you do something by yourself, and it's kind of like a new creative thing. So like going to the museum, painting, going to the pet store, going to a bookstore, drawing, singing, piano, like just something that's kind of new to help spark your creativity again. I personally have done a lot of things by myself. I have been to the museum a million times alone. I have traveled to like 11 countries alone. I've done many things by myself. So I think I wanted to create something, but as a new canvas. So my creative date is actually making this YouTube video, because I used to make YouTube videos years ago, like I don't know, 5 years ago, when I was solo traveling, and I would talk about how solo traveling made me confident, and I love exploring and wanderlust, and I really enjoyed doing it, and I miss doing it. And I think because I work alone by myself, I'm not working with anyone, and in a way, I haven't been hanging out with my friends as much as I should. I've sort of been self-isolating and just working nonstop. So I feel like an activity that I can do that is healing is to share my experience and do video editing, because I actually enjoy video editing a lot, and I want to share what I'm going through because I feel kind of isolated. So in a sense, this is like the thing that my body wants to do is make a video, and hopefully it resonates with another person. That's pretty much the goal. So overall, I'm not gonna lie, I sat in front of my computer for hours awkwardly. I'm awkward right now. This is incredibly uncomfortable, but I am doing it. So I'm honestly proud of myself for doing this. And I actually want to continue this. I want to do a video every week so I can keep track of how this is going. Obviously, I will do another activity next week as my artist date. But I have to say, even though I'm kind of doing the artist date live right now, I'm enjoying it, and I think I'm proud of myself for doing it, because I think if I didn't do it, my creative self would be angry at me, and I would feel irritated and pissed off, and like I said I was gonna do it and I didn't do it, and I'm glad I'm doing this. Even though this video is gonna be so cringe when I watch it. And then the last part is every week she gives prompts, which are pretty much questions to help you think, learn about yourself, like dig into certain things about yourself. And I have my questions right here on the computer. I pretty much answered them all, and it was funny because I answered all of the questions last time I did the Artist Way, and I looked at my answers and they were pretty similar overall. I mean, I think I added new people. So one of the questions were list three old enemies of your creative self-worth. And I put down, I feel like personally, I don't think they're actual people. It was a lot of like comparing, and yeah, it was a lot of comparing. I would compare myself to my friends who are incredibly successful and doing really, really well. And I would just be like, why am I not on their level? And I also follow really successful people. I literally watch successful artists all day. And I think I subconsciously compare myself and wonder why I'm not like that or on that level. And yeah, a lot of comparison and jealousy, and also like seeing their work and being like, I'll never be even half as good as them. I'll never be as fast as them. They're doing it so quickly. I'm taking forever to do this. So stuff like that. Yeah, mainly just people that I've compared myself to. And I think another creative enemy, it's not a person again, but I feel like I did put myself out there during a time in my life, and it got me nowhere. And I think I have resentment and anger and this feeling like, you tried already, it's never gonna happen again. And that, I feel like that all the time. It's like, I've tried in the past, I put myself out there, I did these things that were scary, and I didn't really gain it. Well, I mean, I grew more as a person, I guess, but business wise, I didn't do well, or I didn't make money as an artist at all. So I think I have a lot of scars from that, big time scars. What else? Oh, and then I had to like write a letter to my wounded self, and this letter is so amazing, honestly. I won't go into too much detail because obviously this is very personal, but basically in the letter to my wounded self, I said stuff like, as crazy as it sounds, these incidents that happened to you made you stronger. You know deep down, every bit of pain and trauma you went through made you a stronger and more creative person. When these things happen, it made you more creative and it made you draw daily. When this thing happened, it made you want to travel the world, and you were able to travel on your own. Because of these negative experiences, I was able to connect it to a positive outcome that was a good thing. Like, even though it seemed bad, it ended up being a good thing. So that was a really nice thing to see. And then also to list 3 champions of your creative self. So these are people who will cheer you on, who are amazing, and they help you feel better and stronger as a creative person. And of course, I have to write my mom. My mom will forever be my creative hero. She has always cheered me on. She's like, I'm so grateful for her. My grandma, even though she's not here anymore, I'm actually making this book right now for my grandmother, because she was always such a happy, inspiring, calm person. And I think when I solo traveled, I felt very lonely at times, and I think I honestly felt like she was with me in spirit. So I'm actually currently writing a book about a girl that goes through grief and then kind of travels, very like wanderlusty. Anyways, I'll explain the book another time. The next one would be my good friend Claudia. We talk all the time. We cheer each other on. We've been with each other for a while. Like, I don't know, we just cheer each other on and have been there for each other. It's funny, I met her at a club. I went to an event by myself and I was just dancing, and she saw me dancing by myself and she's like, oh, that girl's by herself. And we traded numbers, and we were both artists and just outsiders and weirdos, and we clicked, and we've been friends since then. We've been to 2 music festivals together. We live on the other side of the world from each other. But I feel like we're always pushing each other, and she's even doing the artist way with me, which is awesome. I hope you're watching this, Claudia. And then what else? I would say my uncle, my gay uncle. He's my mom's best friend when I was growing, like before I was even born. He was my mom's good friend, and he was in the room when I was born, and he's just such a creative, sweet, kind, loving person. And I lived in San Francisco for 10 years, so me and him would meet every week, and I just feel like he's always pushed me to be my best self, and he's always believed in me, and he's like, girl, you got it, you can do anything, you are a fierce diva. And he's so good at bringing people up, and he's so creative, and he's always there for me, and I love him so much. I love my Uncle Nick. I miss him. He's in San Francisco still. Yeah, he's definitely one of my creative heroes. And I really like this one. And I rewrote new professions. So basically, for the prompts, you have to list 5 other lives that you would live, and don't overthink it. Yeah. So obviously the first one I wrote is to become a children's book illustrator, which is my goal, and I'm currently on the path towards that. I don't know if that counts because, technically I'm not getting paid for it, so I'm not really a children's book illustrator yet. So that was the first one. The second one was a pianist, because I love playing piano so much. It helps me a lot, and it's something that I'm trying to get back into. It's funny, I have waves. Like, I get super obsessive with piano, and I play almost daily. I'll spend hours and I just can't stop, and then I stop playing for months. I don't know, I forget, I get distracted. I'm back onto playing piano again, and I really enjoy it. I'm not the greatest, but I think I enjoy learning piano ballad pop songs and singing the song while I'm playing piano. There's something magical about playing the piano while singing, because you're working multiple parts of your brain. So yeah, I wrote a pianist, and next I wrote an aerialist performer as my third other career, because I have been doing aerial silks for, honestly, it's really hard to say, because I did trapeze for a bit, aerial silks, 10 years probably, on and off, maybe 5 years for aerial silks, but I actually performed last year in 2 shows doing aerial silks, and I did an amazing job. I still can't believe it, but yeah, so it's something I could see myself doing. The only thing is I can't do the splits, and I'm trying to get there, but it's so hard to do the splits. I'm close though. I'm really close to being able to do the splits. Okay, so the fourth one, I wrote a pop star singing at venues all over the city, because honestly in my mind I feel like I could have been a pop star, or I could see myself being that, because I just love girly pop pink things, like kind of like Melanie Martinez, Taylor Swift, girly pop diva vibes. I'm not the best singer, so I don't know, but I could see myself being a pop singer in another life. The next life I could see myself having is maybe a creative or spiritual coach, only because I feel like when I talk to friends and they have issues, I really genuinely enjoy giving them advice, or being like, oh, what if you do this or that, or I love helping my friends be more creative. I got my friend to do the artist way with me, so I could actually see myself being a coach in this area. Also, I'm very kind and empathetic, and I do think I kind of feel people's emotions around me, and I like to help people become better overall. And then the last one I wrote would be a travel influencer, because I honestly have tried to become a travel influencer before. I've traveled so much by myself. When I was working remote, I've just been all over Europe, been to Japan, been all over America, and I really enjoyed it. I don't see myself doing that anymore. I love creating art, and my next journey now is illustrating and creating art that kind of sparks magic and wanderlust and wonder. But yeah, so these were the 6. So in the prompt it says 5, but I think I wrote 6. You can write as many as you want. Um, Last one was to work with affirmations and see what comes out. I think for this one, this is where the morning pages pretty much showed me all of the negativity that was coming out of my brain. So I am trying to work with affirmations. The past 4 days, I have been writing some positive things. I don't feel it to my core, but I'm gonna just keep doing it and trying to, you know, like I am writing it. It's just, I don't know if I actually feel it deep down yet. And oh, another big thing that I have been doing is, which is part of the artist way, is to just take yourself on a walk. Take your artist for a walk, just by yourself, no music. That was the interesting thing because I have walked forever. I walk all the damn time, but it's with music. For me to walk without music, now that's a new experience. And at first I thought it was weird. I'm like, this sucks. I wish I was listening to music. But I think there is something kind of peaceful about just walking you're just walking by yourself. You're completely present. You're not tuning the world out, which I am very good at doing. Yeah, I kind of like it. I like both. I still love walking with music, but I am trying to add taking like 20-minute walks without music just to feel present and sit with myself, and if any ideas come into me, because I do think walking is a lot of times when ideas just flow into your body. You're in this meditative state and you're walking and just the ideas come to you. But yeah, so week 1 overall has been, to be completely honest, super chaotic, messy, very emotional. I literally, this week, I kind of broke down crying while I was drawing because I spent 3 hours trying to draw a girl and I was sucking, and I feel like I'm at least recognizing this mean or this person putting me down inside myself, and I want to shut them up or like heal that artist self that feels scared. So this week has been tough and not that easy overall. It's been interesting, but I think I'm learning things and I'm hoping that week 2 will be better. I'm actually the most curious to see how my morning pages go for next week, for week 2. Overall, yeah, week 1 kind of sucks, but I think that's how it's going to be for most people because it's uncomfortable and this is where you're starting to get into it. Yeah, that's it. This is so awkward and difficult for me, and I hope I am not as awkward next week.